Hello and welcome to my DIY today. It's late at night, well not way late, like 7 o'clock at night, and I want some brownies. And I saw this recipe, best brownies ever, French silk brownies. And we got to fatten Papa O up, so this just may do it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you what ingredients you need. And we're going to do this in two sections. First we make the brownie that goes on the bottom and bake that. And then we do the silky part that goes on the top, and then you put the cream on. So I'll show you what ingredients you need for the brownie part. And I'm going to cut this recipe in half because we can't eat that much. Well, we could, but we'll just cut it in half. For the brownie section we need flour and sugar, cocoa, 2 eggs, for the real recipe 4 eggs, 1 square of butter, for the real one 1.5 cups, 1.5 squares, baking powder, salt, and vanilla. Okay, let's get those mixed up, and the eggs should be at room temperature. Okay, preheat oven to 350, and let's get everything mixed up. Okay, 1.5 cups of flour, and my half is 3/4. And 1/3 cup of cocoa, but I'm only doing half of that, not quite 1/4 a cup. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, so I'm doing half of a half. I put in 2 eggs, the recipe calls for 4 eggs. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I will put in 1. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Half a cup of melted butter. Softened butter. Okay, lid's on. Mix it up for a couple minutes. That should blend in quite nicely. We mix till nice and fluffy. Okay, put it in a baking dish, and I'm going to use a pie pan because mine's so much smaller. Just spray it and bake it for 30 minutes or till the middle is the toothpick doesn't come out with liquid on it. Okay, that fits perfect in the pie pan. And just bake it in there for 30 minutes. While we are waiting for the brownies to bake, this is the silk part. Okay, we need 4 ounces of dark chocolate chips, and I'm doing half of that is 2 ounces. That's about a cup of chocolate chips, and 1 cube of butter. Well, it says 1 cup of butter is 2 sticks, but I'm halving that. And 1.5 cups of sugar. I'm doing 3/4 cup of sugar. 2 tablespoons of vanilla. I'm doing 1 tablespoon, and 4 eggs. I've got 1 left. That'll just have to do. You're going to soften your butter up and mix that with the sugar. Okay, cream the butter and sugar together, nice and creamy. Okay, the chocolate chips, just melt those a little bit. 30 seconds ought to do it. Make sure it's nice and creamy. And then we're going to add the melted chocolate chips. Beat for 1 minute. Okay, now we just clean the sides off and get that all smoothed in there, and then you're going to add 4 eggs, but I'm halving it, so do 2 eggs, and I only have 1, so I'm putting 1 egg in. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but for half, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 tablespoons of cocoa. And I'm doing 1.5 tablespoons of cocoa. Yeah, I put in the egg, the vanilla, and here's the cocoa. Now mix that in there. Once you add the eggs, let it mix for at least 10 minutes. It should be nice and fluffy. To get those brownies out while that stuff, the silky stuff, is beating up. We're going to let that cool off. When that cools off, we will add the silky on top. It's still got about 5 more minutes to mix. Okay, should be nice and fluffy and shiny. That looks good. Okay, I have to wait for the cake to cool off and then I will assemble it. Now we put Cool Whip on top or whipped cream. Okay, the cake is cooled off now. Now you take this filling, this stuff, and put on there. Okay, now put it in the fridge overnight and then we will put the whipped cream on top. See you in the morning. To make the whipped topping, you need heavy whipping cream, 1 cup, and then a fourth a cup of confectioner's powdered sugar. Since I'm halving it, I need half a cup of whipping cream and 1/8 of a cup of confectioner's sugar. First, you whip the cream till it has peaks. Takes about 5 minutes. Don't go too far or you will have yourself some butter. Wow, that whipped up fast. That's got how it's all beat up. Okay, now add the confectioner's sugar and till it has the soft peaks. And you can do this by hand if you want. Beat that a little bit more. Okay, there's your whipped cream. It's just a small amount, so that's all I need for here. Got this out of the fridge. I'm going to smooth this on. Do that next. Hey, just that small amount on there. And then take some chocolate chips and let's chop them up. And just sprinkle it on top. Give it a little bit of color. And you are finished. I have Sister's Day today. We're going to meet at In-N-Out Burger. So, I'm going to take this down and let them have a bite. There we go. All finished. Well, thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, I do my DIYs every Friday at 2 Mountain Standard Time. And we'll see y'all next week. And good night. I need one more egg for this DIY that I'm doing. So I've got my hat on. I don't want to go to the store. I'm sure the chickens have laid one. I just got to find out.
Hey, here's the brownies. They just stack them. Because people have to
if you like them.
The ones that are going out are ones that
Like out?
that they got probably